I just want to say thank you so much for today, G-O-D, and I'm going to start it like this. You know I'm here for with purpose, living for with purpose from the city of pride and purpose. So Richmond, California, kings, queens, learn to love yourself and know your worth. There's beauty in pain. Turn pain into power, not money and fame. This is CrownTalk podcast. We got a special guest in the building. He go by Gunna goes global. You heard? Yee! It's a big thing.
What he do?
All right. Before I even bring him out, I'ma just let y'all know. If y'all don't know, now y'all know. He not only is he an entrepreneur, an artist, not only is he an activist, a father. He is much, much more than that, and he gonna let y'all know today. So yeah, come on, be all ears, open heart. Gunna goes global. Yee! Welcome.
Happy to be here. How you feeling?
I'm feeling blessed.
Okay.
I'm feeling blessed and highly favored.
For sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let us know a little bit about, what you got going on. But before I even say that, just let the world know who you are real quick for the ones that don't.
I go by Gunna Goes Global. I'm the chosen one. You know what I'm saying? I'm right here live in the flesh. We in San Francisco, California, located in the Bay on this beautiful platform.
Filmo. Hello.
CrownTalk. Yeah, you feel me? Up the street from the hood, man.
All right. Well, let's start. Once again, this is CrownTalk. I like to lift up my kings and my queens. So with that being said, King, again, I'm going to let them know on live. I did this before because I wanted, it to be as real as it is. Sometimes it's not going to be recorded. But shout out to Juanita's Flower Shop in Richmond, California.
Shout out to the rich.
Okay, so Richmond, hello, the city of pride and purpose. I just wanted to give you these flowers while you can still smell them.
For
you
sure.
hear me? Because I am a big believer that we shouldn't get them while we, DIE, while we not here no more. So, yes, sir. These were specially made from Juanita's Flower Shop to you. So,
I appreciate
to the,
that.
you feel me? I like to call them
that,
King Legend.
Sure.
Yay!
I appreciate him, and I'm humbled by him. The third time is a charm, and this is an honorable gesture that will not be forgotten. I'm actually gonna put it in my room. You feel me? For the culture. That's
Come on.
Flowers while we alive.
Yes, sir.
And we're gonna keep it right here because it complements the ambiance.
I appreciate that.
And the aesthetics.
And it really is the message, right? Because they will die.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's the fact that we're giving each other flowers while we can still smell them. So, I really, you were King Legend, man. You've been doing what you've been doing. I know you haven't been alive for so long for you to, it's like they say, have that experience of even the word legend. But when you hear King Legend, well, most importantly, legend, what do you think about that? Especially the things that you've done.
Honor,
Yeah.
more than anything, I'm humbled by it, but honor is the biggest thing. And when you choose the route less traveled, it'll take longer for you to get there, but it'll be way more worth it. You know what I'm saying? So when I think of the word legend, I think of a person that can inspire and motivate while they're alive, and also, when they're no longer here in the physical form. So,
I know that's right. Do you consider anybody a legend?
Yeah, we got a bunch of legends. It's over 7.5 billion.
But what if they
people
don't
on
have those characters in them?
No characteristics.
Come
I would say
on. What do you call them a legend?
It depends on what space they're in. So, like,
Amen.
you got athletes that are legends based on, what they've contributed to the game.
Exactly.
So, whatever space a person is in, you've got legends in each space. You know what I'm saying? Positive and negative.
And I love that, but I want to make sure that, when we say even the word king, not like some people be like, not everybody's the king. You get what I'm saying?
Do you believe everybody's a king?
I believe everybody's the king. Yes,
And
sir. I
everybody's a
believe that
queen?
everybody deserves to be uplifted and lifted up to the highest extent. What do you think about that?
I believe that a man is the king of his life, a woman is the queen of her life.
Okay.
And when we get amongst each other, then that's when you hear the things of God amongst kings, or king of kings, because there's always going to be levels in life. Just because we all playing basketball, we can't all be king on the court. Even on the all-star team, somebody's going to win.
Everybody can't be king.
Yeah.
What is that, King James,
time.
or what is that, King
for
LeBron,
real.
or something like that?
For sure. Shout out LeBron James.
Again, let's go back on the real, when you talk about king, I do believe that everybody should be uplifted no matter what, because
I believe
the
people
one
should
that
be
thinks
uplifted.
that is not a king, or questions why do you call me a king, or even says not everybody's the king, that's the one that needs it the most.
Okay, for sure. It's all
Do,
good.
do you agree with that?
Nah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
but
But
so
I love,
just
go for
because
it.
I don't agree,
Yes,
that
sir.
doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. That's
No,
why we're
no,
having a
no.
dope conversation right now. So I
Amen.
definitely, I'm all
Come
ears for
on,
your
come on.
opinion, and I believe there's some people out there that are listening to it and agree with you. So
Thank
that's dope.
you, thank
That's why
you.
we got different perspectives.
Amen. That was all. That's really the point of it all, right?
For sure.
It's all about people having us being the voice for the people that stand by that. All right. Well, King Legend, that's what I do see you as.
I'm humble by that.
Yes, sir. Thank you, God. You know what I'm saying. At the end of the day, we are here because of him. Now, are you a spiritual person? Do you see yourself as a spiritual being?
Definitely, I'm spiritually aligned, and I've been spiritual since I was a youngin'. You know what I'm saying? So
Let's
being
talk
in the
about your
streets,
childhood a little bit.
Coming from the streets, my mother and my father, my parents have always instilled spirituality into me, and my grandmother, rest her soul, to understanding that there's a higher power.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Even if we out here transgressing sometimes. So
Yeah.
coming from the streets, despite my actions and activities, I've always believed in the higher power. You feel me?
Amen.
Which is why I weigh everything on my moral compass. You feel me?
And when
not what's legal or illegal, but what's right and what's wrong. And if I'm gonna do wrong, does it balance out the right?
And I did see you. Was it last year in the I Stopped the Bay Bridge? Hello.
Yeah, for sure.
That has a lot to do with how you not only your childhood, what you've seen, but at the same time having that spirituality to want to do something more. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Shout out to Jamal True Love. Shout out to Stunnerman 02.
Come
and again,
on.
shout out to Dan Eric Thompson. That idea came about from us saying, hey, we need to hijack a huge space and then highlight things that need to be amplified, specifically right here in the Bay, San Francisco. So it was tech, it was mass incarceration, it was decriminalizing cannabis, it was access to health care,
Come on.
dental,
Come on.
education.
Yes,
I believe
sir.
it was 8 different things because we each had a major and a minor in the
Amen.
things that we was protesting for last,
Okay.
the year before last and stuff like that.
Okay.
But unfortunately, the platforms that we had weren't amplified enough to really penetrate why we had did it, because it wasn't just a stop
But y'all made
traffic.
noise though.
Yeah, for sure.
So do you think overall maybe it didn't, you guys didn't do what y'all wanted to overall do, but it did something bigger than that? Do you believe that?
I believe amongst the people, yeah. So in historical context, I feel like there are people who be like, I remember when they shut down the bridge, right? But it was all about, with us, it was about tangible relief. So shutting down the bridge was one part of it, and then the tangible relief was the second part. So we all individually right now working on that through different forms. Like some people are in the nonprofit space, some people are in the entertainment space, some people are in the technology space, but we all pretty much still doing what we signed up to do back then.
And our work is never done. We just activating for the next generation to continue, right? So do you feel that? Do you feel that, because I do feel that you guys were part of that change, no matter how you see it, even if it did not do, what you guys wanted to do, but you guys, come on, you are Gunna goes global. That went global. You were on the news. Even if, somebody obviously that is not in San Francisco seen that in the Bay Area, they were, come on, like inspired. I'm pretty sure to even, wake up, and not even to say wake up, but just do a change within where they're at. So.
Humble by that.
Oh yeah, I even seen
sure.
Jamal True Love.
Yeah.
Am I tripping? Was he up there?
Yeah, for
okay,
sure.
well shout out to him. He has a story of his own.
Definitely.
So let him know I'm trying to interview him too.
It's all good. Shout out Millie.
Hello.
Yeah.
So yeah, let us know a little bit more what happened about after that. What did that do to you and your music? Were you like, you know what, maybe it didn't change anything, but I'm gonna put that in my music? Did it inspire or motivate? Anything after that? Music, etc.?
After shutting down the bridge, a lot more people reached out.
Okay.
And it was segue to us working on our social endeavors. You know what I'm saying? Because as an artist, as an entertainer, that's my first priority. But I do my best to align it with my social side too. organically though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not.
And organically it came, right?
The role, the title activist is cool, but what it entails to me is not clear, and it also kind of strips you of your identity.
Talk about
It
it.
strips you of when they call you an activist, they then want you to walk this fine line of being perfect. That's not what I am, because it's been time we protest.
Really?
Right before the protest, yeah, I was on the block.
I thought it just meant like stand up for your rights when I heard the word activist.
Nah, when you look at people who, well, I'm not gonna say nah, I'm gonna say on a bigger platform, those activists, it's a lot of scrutiny that comes with it. You know what I'm saying? So they weaponize the word activist, especially towards non-white people. So usually if you black, Latino, Asian or Arabic, and they call you an activist, it's a lot of it's a lot of undertones with that word. And it's not just positive. It's like, oh, you gotta watch this person.
So what would you want to be called? A fighter?
Yeah, I'm definitely a fighter.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
I'm a fighter. We fighters, you know what I'm saying?
I don't want activists either. I don't want them to put us in a box.
If you're an activist, then it's certain things.
Another word for criminal or something.
They want you to do, and a certain look that they want. And it's like, what is it? I knew what an activist was when the civil rights movement was here. It was super clear. They didn't have social media, and you just knew, all right, these people was fighting a good fight.
Come on.
Now it's like, if you're an activist, every room you in, they ask you, okay, so how do we save the world? You're like, what, bro? I'm in a strip club right now. Like,
I'm not G.O.D. now.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm on the block right now, or I'm at a football game, or whatever the case. I'm in the club. And people will come up to you with that type of vibe when they call you. They
expect that all the time.
They objectify you, and then they forget that you're a human. It's like,
amen. Come on,
bro.
I'm
getting some. I'm right now. I'm getting some juice. I'm not talking about saving the world. You feel me?
Come on. No, come on. Okay, well, thank you so much, because I did call you an activist in the beginning. So I'm gonna go and say he a fighter. He a warrior.
For sure.
All right. Well, thank you so much. So music-wise, how did you get started? How did this artist, creative, warrior, fighter even come about? Because, I'm talking about music, though. Like,
music.
That started, because they obviously had to start from something, right? Something had to feel that for you to even, like, want to talk about it.
The inspiration comes from my older brother, Free Him, Tupac.
Free Him, come on.
The relatability to Tupac early on. So I was a little kid when Pac was alive. Mm-hmm. And then it became therapeutic. Okay. So when you get into black culture, you're gonna see a lot of us are either poets. We start off with poetry. We start off as authors, and then rap in modern time is rhyming. I don't care if you never heard a dude rap. Majority of us all got a rap in the house.
What is rap? Because when I hear rap, it's like talking. Like, I'm speaking that real. That's rap.
Well, rap in modern terms is a rhythmic way of speaking on beat or rhyme.
Come
you know
on.
What I'm saying?
I love that. Break it down.
What got me rapping was needing to express myself. So growing up, you didn't go to therapy, you didn't go to counseling. And if you didn't have a whole bunch of people in the neighborhood to talk to, then you find yourself alone.
Come on.
So I began to put my words on
And they had to do a little bit with your brother?
Huh?
Did it have a little bit to do with your brother?
Nah, in the beginning, that's what I said. So I'm watching my brother rap. That inspired me. So then you fast forward, we were in English class, and Mr. Johnson was like...
Shout out, Mr. Johnson.
What'd he say? He was like, you can write in your journal, write poetry, because it's English class.
Right.
And I was like, I ain't writing no poetry. I ain't doing no journal. I was like, can we write raps? He was like, whatever you want to do for the first 35 minutes. I just need you to express yourself on paper.
Express yourself.
And I was like, all right, for sure. And then that helped me begin to actually evolve.
Find that rhythm.
Yeah, to actually evolve on my words, because it was just writing for about 3 hours Monday through Friday.
Come on,
you know what I'm saying?
come
so,
on.
After high school, shout out to my partner Diddy, we had been freestyling on karaoke. I mean, like I said, my whole life I've been playing on beats and stuff like that. But as far as taking it serious, when I believed I could monetize it, that came from me being in the studio. That came from me observing my brother and my experience, and then it evolved.
Do you remember your first rap? Can you rap it right now?
My first rap is My Name is Young E. I'm from the Sucker Free.
Okay.
I rep the MOE till I DIE.
Right. That's it?
Yeah, I was like 6 or 7.
Come on,
right?
keep going.
So that's what it was. So that 4 bars to me, after watching my brother freestyle for like they used to freestyle over cassette tapes and instrumentals. So when I went in there, I didn't know that they was really making it up right there. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean
They were
rewind?
freestyling.
Okay.
So I'm a little kid, and I wasn't 6 or 7. I was probably like 8,
Okay.
maybe 9. And I'm just like, damn, man, he's saying all these words, man, but it's all making sense to me. I'm like, man, how they do it? And then they'll call on me. I was like, I don't got nothing to say. And then, well, that was the first time I was in there. And then the next day, I came back and I spit it. Of course, if you just see a small person, that 4 bars is like, oh, okay, you feel me? You got to listen. I was like, it's popping.
Okay, they didn't even see it coming.
But my older brother, he had it natural. You know, he's a great artist.
Where's your brother at? Where he at?
He's in prison. That's why I free him. You know what I'm saying?
Free
he's in
him,
prison,
man.
For sure.
Okay. So this is 6 years old or 8 years old?
8 or 9, correction.
Okay.
I know I said 6 or 7 in the beginning, but I had to do the math. I was like 8 or 9.
Okay. So what happens after that? You get inspired. Matter of fact, let's go to Mr. Johnson's. You say he had you writing. What was the first song that came out after that? You know what I'm saying? What happens after that? You obviously are seeing people do freestyles. You're getting impacted by the music, the words. You're doing your own writing on your own. You obviously seeing what you're seeing in life and writing it down and that's pain. You know what I'm saying? What are you doing with this pain at this point? You obviously...
High school years was cool. Middle school, elementary, like, you experience trauma, but when it's normalized, you ain't really tripping of it. And I didn't internalize any of the things that I went through, for real. If it was negative, I kind of, like, dusted it off my shoulders. But the first rap was a song called What Is It? And we got in there, and it was actually my partner's song. He was like, do you want to get on the song? Like, first time in the studio. Because, again, we used to record over instrumentals on karaoke machines. I don't know if you know what people remember cassette players. And like you would dub over it and stuff like that. But the first time in the studio, it was fun. It wasn't no pain in the music. It was all energy, all lit, all like what you're doing in high school or after high school. Even if you're on the streets, like when you 17, 18, 19, bro, life ain't like maybe now, but back then life wasn't hella heavy. Even though people was getting their ass knocked down and niggas selling dope and all that, it was still vibrant out here. You know what I'm saying? It was still, you go outside, it was still energy. You know what I'm saying? It was still lit despite the downfalls of the beef and all that type of shit. Like we was still like, man, where the broads at? You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm trying to run a bag, and I come from selling dope. So when I'm in the studio, it's like I'm not really tripping off of the downside. I'm looking at, all right, I'm finna flip this. I'm finna get a deal, turn this quarter to a half to an ounce to a, you know what I'm saying? That was my mind frame back then. So the music was a reflection of that, getting fresh, being flashy, getting money, and having fun. So that was the first song called What Is It?
Do you remember, like, a little bit how it go? Like, what was it about? What ultimately, like, what is it?
It was, Diddy made the hook. He said, what is it, you riding with the team or what? Hipped and heamed it up. At the time, Hennessy and Hypnotic was popular. So
you were on some real hood stuff.
Hypnotic
though, yeah, I remember that.
He said snuck a snub in the club, now he's scheming, huh? So we just talking about partying.
Right.
The whole song, yeah.
All right. Well, look at you. Okay, so let's go straight to the pain, man. When did that even go about where you're like, you know what, I'm trying to... Not only did you already feel it, but, so CrownTalk is me, going from a negative to a positive, turning that pain into power. So let's go straight to that. Where does the pain come into your life, and when do you turn it into power? Let's go straight to that.
I would say the pain come from the deaths in the community, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I didn't grow up like depressed. I didn't grow up suicidal. I grew up spiritual. So when you have a spiritual foundation, I feel like you are able to look at the positive before the negative.
Okay.
And the pain that you do have, I was able to convert it into music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Again, music has always been therapeutic for me.
Come on.
I have been in the studio my entire adult life. So I continue to tell stories of love, of pain, of triumph, of social injustices, of a multitude of things. So that's how I deal with it. I'm not a person that, like, I don't walk around down. I don't look at the cup half empty. I don't woe is me. Nah, bro, because that's not gonna get us nowhere, and we still here. You know what I'm saying? So
And
we still got an opportunity.
yeah, and that's something that you could teach. You know that a lot of people think that they got to go to counseling, when really all they got to do is just write it. You feel me, and put it in perspective. You know, get in the studio, do something with that pain, right? Because
Well,
I
with
feel like
counseling, I feel like it's dope, or a therapist, is because everybody's not able to articulate in real time like their thoughts. We talk faster than we write, but then there's some people who are able to type as fast as we talk. So a therapist or a counselor may be your grandmother, even though that's not her
right,
official title. It may be
right,
your grandfather, it may be your cousin, it may be your best friend. So a counselor in modern times
yeah,
is a legal term used for a person to listen. That's what a
right,
counselor is.
right.
So me growing up, I had my grandmother and actually my peers and my cousins. That's what you do. Y'all counsel each other.
Right, right, right. But you know, when we talk about music, though, wouldn't you want the ones that do want to put it in their music to see it as what you see it as? You know what I'm saying? That's more so what I'm saying,
So
because they could go to that, but it's like you said, it's therapeutic, right? So going to that, would you let the youngsters know? You know what I'm saying? Yes, this is how you can go about it. You don't have to go and kill somebody and pick up a gun. You know what I'm saying? You could actually just write about it and let it go. Do you feel that?
if you're in the beef, I'm not gonna tell nobody let it go. You know what I'm saying? Just to be transparent. If you
Or
not in the beef
or
and you
anything
can,
that they
if
got.
you can prevent it, like, and this is to the men out there in the streets or the boys,
Yeah.
it'd be dope for you to take your pain and turn it into your passion and then turn it into a profit in the studio.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing.
Come on.
Oftentimes, people do want the guns to just be put down, but it
Yeah.
very seldom is it that easy given the losses. So go into the pain. Like, let's just say we in the city and your best friend and you chilling right there, somebody come in, kill him, and you like, no, don't do nothing to the dude who killed him. Now, some people are going to be able to say, let God deal with it, and some people are going to take on,
Right.
that God plex and say, I'm going to deal with it. So a lot of the violence in the streets, unfortunately, is either acts of revenge or acts of pain that haven't been treated. So when you look at the killing that's going on, it's not random. You
Right.
feel me?
Right.
He may have been molested. You feel me? He
Ooh.
may have got the shit beat out of him. His
Man.
mom may have been a hoe. You feel me? So mom turning tricks. You know how that type of shit is. Mom was on
Lord,
dope.
pain,
You
pain,
feel me?
pain. That's all
You know
I
what I'm
hear.
saying?
Lord
So
Jesus.
these are the majority of the people that's making music are coming from these type of backgrounds. And
Man.
even if you didn't, it's like, all right, you was there when your best friend was crying because, you feel me, his mom just got her teeth knocked out and shit like that.
Oh,
We come from the
man.
bottom. Like,
Ooh.
that's what goes on.
And that
on a
really do be in
normal-
in
Yeah, bro,
songs,
like,
you know?
that's the shit.
Oh,
So
no.
converting it so that you don't
Yeah.
carry that weight on you is what's dope. Feel me? I'm able to tell other people's stories and my
Come
stories.
on.
So I would
Come
advise
on.
anybody out there, the youngins,
Yeah.
that if you know you passionate about it and you know you got talent, yeah, put it on the track. But don't incriminate yourself either. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you don't incriminate yourself.
All right. We spoke a lot about in depth of, just like the things that's been going on before this generation even really came about. Like I came up in the hyphy era. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, okay, they're still going through a couple of things now, but if it's something that we went through that they're going through now, that's the reason why we have to be thinking different, right? And implement that different so they don't even have to go about that anymore. So when we talk about this, even you are putting it into your music. I would love, I mean, I have heard a lot of your music, but like I would love for it to be in that sense, because a lot of rappers, artists are not speaking about anything, right? When they hear something, they instantly start doing or get motivated by that artist. What song do you have right now that you can say that the youngsters, new generation, can listen to and ultimately get that vibe, the vibe of like, you don't gotta be a gangster, you don't gotta be.
I'm a full-time gangster, so
in a good way though, it's a whole different way to look at a
it's
gangster.
no bad
but
gangsters. I think sometimes people confuse gangsters with street punks, and they confuse gangsters with petty criminals or people who commit violent acts maliciously, randomly. You know what I'm saying? Gangsters take care of the neighborhood. Gangsters are the one who enforce the law in a positive way. When the streets was ran by gangsters, the homicides was down. You know what I'm saying? When you go to Richmond and you go to the 60s and the 70s and 80s, I'm pretty sure the stories is when the gangsters was in position, they were able to police their own communities. I'm not talking about the foul shit that you see going on right now. That's not gangsters. That's boys trying to become men. Right. So if you listen to my music, if you listen to a song Ain't Toxic, it talks about the trauma and it talks about the experience. But I never denounced the streets, and I never allowed the media to define these words, because if you want to be honest, President Bush was a gangster. You know what I'm saying? When you look,
President Bush,
he's a gangster. So when you look at a lot of these politicians, like, to be a gangster is to be a man that handles business. But in modern terms, the gangsters are the ones who help the community. Yeah. You feel me? We all know that. You could go back to the Bible. Jesus was around here cleaning prostitutes' feet. So it's certain shit that's just always going to be going on. Okay. But when you control it and you confine it to a certain environment, then you get the children an opportunity to grow without being negatively influenced. Back in the day, everybody wasn't hoeing because it was a selected few women who out here who wanted to, do what they wanted to do with their body. It wasn't a trendy thing because them prostitutes was also letting you know this is not the route to go. Back in the day, everybody wasn't a shooter. You had the athletes, you had the gamblers, you had the entrepreneurs, you had the businessman, you had the barber. Now what's going on, once you take the gangsters up out of the community, you got a lot of these dudes who's being misled and misguided, and everybody want to be a shooter. Well, if you take the analogy of sports, it's only one ball. You feel me? When I came up, he was known for being a player. He was known for being a hustler. He can gig. He could fight. He knew how to dress. Yeah, you had the shooter. He was a stick-up kid. Yeah, you had the shooters, but everybody wasn't shooting, and that's the confusion right now. So when mass incarceration came, it destabilized the community, and then it took the gangsters out, and it put the street punks in position, and it put the clowns in position. So real gangsters, in the words of Ice Cube and West Side Connection, make the world go around for sure. But on another hype, when you vibrating on another level, man, you able to also access simultaneously that inner God in you.
Yes,
so
sir.
My duality comes from being born of God, but also by default, in order to protect myself in an environment, transforming and accessing that gangster shit that's within me. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a duality.
Come on. And I love your song, Slums.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we come from that.
I love one thing that stood out. It was we ain't getting no handouts, nigga. We had to stand out. Hello. I was like, okay, that's really where it's at with everything. Everything that you just said, goes back to that. You had to stand out. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? We really did not do what we do, and we didn't ask for, like you said, no handouts. So I love that. I love how, everything goes back to your music, you know what I'm saying, and what you got going on now. So let us know about what you got going on now.
Right now we're working on the deluxe 21 Summers.
21
That's
Summers.
Gonna be out soon with the grace of God.
That's the album?
That's an LP, I'm gonna say.
Okay,
it's a street
I need some
album. It's actually a street album. I believe it's 18 tracks on there. So yeah, technically,
you still believe of the body of work?
Huh?
Do you still believe?
Oh yeah, that's what 21 Summers is. The deluxe edition is me adding some on to it because the producer, shout out Lil O, he went crazy.
Shout out Lil O. I seen a couple of his work.
It invoked something in me, and then we working on a few other projects. So we got a lot of unreleased music. We working on it, 100 million records. Okay. That's what we on right now.
I love that. Come on, what else you got going on? Let the world know,
because clothing, that's self-explanatory.
The Bay. I need one of those.
I'll give you the website.
Come on.
We got all your sizes from the kids, you feel me, all the way to the adults.
Yes, sir.
And continuing to manifest, protecting the idea until it's done.
Can we let the world know what exactly nationality you are?
Oh, so I'm an American citizen, but ethnically speaking, my father is from Honduras. He's a Garifuna man.
Shout out
to
can you speak in Spanish? Can you say something in Spanish?
Gatrachos.
Gatrachos, what is that?
No, those are Honduran people.
Will you ever do some Spanish music?
I got a whole bunch. Shout out to my cousin Reem the Dream. I got a whole bunch.
Can you rap a little something in Spanish?
Not right now, because I can't think of nothing.
put him on the spot. You can't say nothing in Spanish.
I can say a lot. You
Come
feel
on,
me?
say
Depending
something
on the,
rap below. Come
depending-
on, kings and queens, say something.
I ain't gonna rap right now because that's another thing.
He ain't a catracho.
It's explicit. You feel me? They want to take, but they don't want to give. And in this game, you gotta in life you're gonna give and you're gonna take. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. So you can take a lot from the game. I can't be mad at getting shot in my head, but
that's
all
why
the shit
I ain't
that I
gonna
did,
lie. That's
you know
why
what I'm
when
saying?
you say we don't we say we don't get no handouts, nigga, we
Yeah.
had to stand out. You stand out even more with your iPad.
For sure,
Hello.
for sure. She out there.
So first and foremost, that was God all the way. So cheers to that. Real quick, cheers to that.
I'm blind on that side,
hello.
so when you did that, I couldn't, you know what I'm saying?
No,
That's why I had to,
hey,
you know what I'm
don't
saying?
even
Keep
worry
it
about
above,
it. Now
feel
you
me?
being funny. No, but
really
I
can't
love
see
that.
through the
Do you think about maybe creating an iPad brand? Hola.
No,
Hello.
but I foresee having events where people wear eye patches so they can see the world through my perspective. You know what I'm saying? I can see that.
I love that, but you should do an eye patch brand though.
But
Come
everybody
on,
don't
Mark
wear 'em,
Diana.
so it'll be a part of the experience though, on some real shit, always. And you know, kids love pirates, and just to make it
Stop.
to lighten it up. Yeah, that's
For me, it goes back to we don't you feel me with that specific quote that you said. You know what I'm saying? And that's just it. You know, we gonna stand out. This has nothing to do with. You know,
Now, shout out to the little kids. I get her when I'm around children. They ask me honest, pure questions, and it always lightens the mood and stuff. Of course, the parents they get embarrassed, but it's an honest question, and it don't bother me. So it's all good. Shout out to the children.
You know, I appreciate you so much. I could really talk to you for a couple more hours, or more minutes, but we have 5 more minutes. We about to wrap it up. Is there anything that you would like to say before we end the episode?
I would like to look at the camera and say, anybody out there going through trials and tribulations, adversity, depression, reach out to somebody. If you're feeling suicidal, don't take your life. Understand there's resources out there to help you. If you're in the streets and you're feeling hopeless, understand there's a higher power. I'm not going to tell you to put no pistol down. I'm going to say to think about what you're going to do to get out of the situation you're in. If you're locked up, if you're incarcerated, I would say it's definitely mind over matter, getting that law library if you can, you know what I'm saying, and see how you can come back on appeal if, you know what I'm saying, the situation that you're in is detrimental to your existence in the free world. For the women out there, the men out there, I would say love the children more, respect the elders, acknowledge the youth, respect your peers. Everybody out there, just understand that instead of waiting for somebody else to do it, be that solution. You know what I'm saying? I ain't telling you to be a saint. I'm telling you to be that solution. And yeah, that's what I would say. Lean heavy on the Most High. And I appreciate y'all for y'all time.
Hey, yee. All right, it's your girl, Mara Diane. It's a Richmond Queen. You know, again, once again, you know, I do this because I feel like every day that you wake up, God gives you another day to do something different, right? And I appreciate you for being a part of that differentness, not only today, but in the world. So keep sprinkling that y'all saying, that sauce that God gives us, that only you have. You know what I'm saying? That only you cooked up. So I appreciate you, and man, till we, you know, to be continued.
To be continued.
You know what I'm saying? To be continued. You heard? And we out.
Dope.